Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So I wanted to do a video, just like kind of like discussing the new difficult event. So we did get the new challenge event. It is actually as hard as advertised. I was very skeptical. I did not think Amatsu and Ken, I thought they were full of it. I mean, when he said 50 phases, I said, 50 phases? No, you can't make that tough. Oh yeah, so this person, Onizuka, did this nice little graphic right here. You know, basically just, like, easily showing you, like, all the different phases and stuff like that. Now, I thought, no way this fight would be hard because of, like, looking at the way these stackers are. What I didn't count on, and what actually makes this fight hard, is the charge count. That's why the fight is hard. It's something that, for the most part in Dokkan history, has not been a huge factor. Remember, Battlefield has it. Way back in the day, one of the early iterations of Battlefield, this must have been, I don't think it was the first, it must have been 2019. I don't think it was the first set of enemies for Dokkan Battlefield, but maybe the second. So, again, maybe in 2019, is when it might have happened. There was a Zamasu boss in there that healed, and it was a fairly common occurrence to run out of charges against that Zamasu who would heal nonstop. Remember, this is a much earlier version of the game where we didn't have a ton of good characters everywhere, right? There weren't, like, easy A's all over the place who were gods and shit like that, right? But the charge counts is what makes this difficult. And, I mean, it gets to a point, in my opinion, I think the worst part about this fight easily, is Daimagoku and Glorio. That's the scary point to me. Every time I made it past Goku and Glorio, besides, like, my first time, right, where I was still, like, kind of, like, learning about the fight, every time I made it past this, I felt like I was gonna win, right? I had a couple of, like, really close, unfortunate calls, right? Like, I would have gotten this no-item run up a little bit sooner, but, I mean, it's, like, legitimately, you spend, you know... Wait, do I still have this file? Hold on. Yeah, I got it right here, right? So, like, this is why these runs are so devastating. This is 2 hours and 55 minutes. At the start, when I was doing this, I was, you know, talking about Nano. I was on Nano stream. And then we go way, way, way to the end just for this to happen right here. And for... This is one of the most... Like, I gotta do something with this video, man. This is one of the most devastating moments in Dokkan history, for me, personally, right here. Where it's one of these things that you guys are gonna see. I just wanted to show this, and then we'll kind of, again, get back to talking about the event. I want to see people's, like, you know, kind of like what people are replying to my tweets and stuff like that. But I had, you know, a couple of runs like this, and it's like, you know, you fail, like, at this point, and it's like, all right, well, you know, go spend 3 hours getting right back there. Right, so that happens. Then Vegito dodges right there. And then Gogeta lives at that amount of HP. I had this rotation ready to go, which would have one-shot Vegito if we had done that little bit of extra HP. Now, I quickly do, actually, there is one thing I need to show. I do need to show that we get a hidden potential system additional normal right here. There it is right there. So that because people go, oh, dodge cost you the fight. It did. But hidden potential system was also a culprit. If I'm not mistaken, though... does Super Saiyan 4 Goku, there's one, does he do a normal as well? No, okay, alright, anyway. Alright, so there's that, right? So I tweeted this out right here. When they've released some of the hardest fights in Dokkan history, the big batch of Red Zone fights, Broly, Bojack, Omega Shenron, back in 2022, people were really pissed. I feel like for a little bit it went under the radar because Global did not have the fights, but people at the start were really, really mad. Super Battle Road, people were on Reddit and shit like that talking about they gotta fire everyone, this is terrible, all that type of shit, right? Like, we've seen this a million times. And this fight has got people talking like this. I just saw... this right here. All right, this is how people are talking. People are just like this upset about the event. Now, I did also make this tweet too, because it's like, I do get what people would hate about this. For me, Dokkan is pretty much like my job, basically, right? Like, it sounds silly to say, but I mean, it is true, right? but so like for me, like I could, go 2 hours and 55 minutes in, lose, sigh, and then just like, man up and just go back in and lock in and get it done, right? But for a lot of other people, like, y'all got lives, school, work, shit, like, to go 3 hours into a run and then, like, you're 55%, I don't know, AGL Gogeta gets slaughtered at the end or something like that, that's not going to be fun. So, like, I can understand that, but this is where I will go back to something I always go back to. When they drop something that is truly nightmarishly difficult, which this is. This qualifies. This is one of the hardest events in Dokkan history. This is already in the rafters with Fusion Zamasu, AoE Broly, original Super Battle Road, the original Legendary Goku event, I mean, wasn't really that bad, but if you weren't using, like, Kale and Khalifa, it was really tough. But, like, some of the hardest fights in Dokkan history. This is definitely in there. Now, me, I don't know, like, I enjoy, like, losing, like, like, figuring a fight out and stuff like that. By my last run where I got this done, like, I really had a good gauge of, like, how each boss, like, how hard they were hitting me towards the end. Except for Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he really, AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku really impressed me. He is really, really crazy. But yeah, right now, there is not a long list of characters that can clear this. I did actually see, a couple of double Gogeta runs. Someone replied to me somewhere, and they did actually clear this with double Glorio as well. So I at this moment, I've seen 3 types of setups clear this. Double Vegito, which is what I'm using. I use the EGL Gogeta as the leader, though, because that got a little bit of extra stats for, like, the gods and the Super Saiyan 4s and stuff like that. It loses a little bit of stats for Namek Goku, but, I mean, that's not really a concern. Namek Goku, I mean, he would be the first character I would replace off of the team, Namek Goku. Not that he's bad, but just that, again, my personal take on this event is that I feel as though the charge count is the culprit. I mentioned this in my no-item run. I actually changed my Vegito build. I already closed that, damn it. I changed my Vegito build, and I removed all dodge from him, and upped his crit and upped his additional, because I figured I'd probably need 2 turns with him in Super Vegito, right? Like, 1 to help get me through this bullshit phase right here, where he doesn't have guaranteed crit from his active, and then, 1 where he was like that. Because the problem for this event is doing damage. I would almost go as far as to say, in this event's current state with the current characters, it's like damage is like pretty much the only thing that really matters so much. I mean, with Tech Vegito, right, like, and Gogeta, like, they're so powerful when you use their active skills that they're, nigh immune to the boss's attacks anyway. So, like, this kid right here is doing triple 25 million supers. Doesn't really matter when Tech Vegito's just drawing all attacks towards him and he's invincible anyway, right? At that point, it's just a matter of kill the boss before they kill you. So it's like, that's another thing about this, is it definitely kind of did switch things up quite a bit. Now, I do say that, but I did have AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku dodge one of these. I'm not sure if that would have killed him. Actually, I'm not sure, because I thought Glorio would kill AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku ate that for double digits. So that was pretty good. All right, but that's kind of the thing, right? Like, they are going to be dropping a lot of characters out. I bet you the Saiyan Day character, very likely to be a stacker who will be very crazy for this type of fight. They will drop super difficult fights, and then they will drop characters. They will buff the categories so people could do it, right? Like, again, Global, unfortunately, didn't get to experience what the Artificial Life Form mission was like in the 9th anniversary. That was one of the worst ever. Easily. I thought the Artificial Life Form mission, to me, was tougher than anything we had during the 10th anniversary. I mean, this fight is a little bit of, like, a weird exception. It's just, it feels way worse. The Artificial Life Form mission, a lot of those runs, you go in, and I was getting washed by that Ultimate Gohan a lot, right? I mean, the 5-minute, 7-minute runs to die. This is what I talk about with Fusion Zamasu, man. It's very easy to just load in and die and go about your day. But when you're super mad deep in there and then you get wiped out like that, the losses hit 100 times harder, right? I was trying to guide Nano through a run last night, and I guess I thought Vegito would eat a hit and he didn't, and he died. And I was stewing on that whole night. And I texted Nano, like, Nano, man, I'm sorry, man, I let you down. Like I felt bad for Nano, dude. So yeah. All right. Now I just want to kind of take a look. So this was, this tweet I would refer to a bit as bait. Kind of meant, I did this, but when I say bait, I mean, these are my true thoughts, but I'm saying it in a way as to get people's real reactions. One thing about me, right? Like if I go, oh, I'm going to make this a video or something like that. I do suspect a lot of times people aren't really talking like they put on a performance for the video or some shit like that, right? Like that's definitely a thing. So I would love to grab someone else's tweet that I've not interacted with, nothing, and I just want to see what people are saying about this. The charges is terrible. I'm not a fan of the charges, right? I mean, I could deal with it. Overall, I would say the fight is very fun for me, but I do hate the charge part of it. Unfun game at its core. The thing about Dokkan is that Dokkan is a game that is all RNG. Like I tell you all the time, the game is all RNG. But here's the thing about this that's even like it's all RNG 3 hours into the fight, man. So let's just take a look. Let's see what people are saying. 70 turns in, they're not ready for it. Well, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I might want to check Invincible out. We'll see. We'll see. Fuels your agendas and ego. I mean, I don't know. I did I not get humbled? I lost a bunch of times in here. Like I'm good, right? Like it's fine. Agenda. I'm not really sure what agenda I'm pushing. The agenda that I'm having fun. Strange. Not really sure there. Yeah. I listen. I do love the game, man. I can't. I listen. I love the game. I can't deny it, man. I do love it. Let's see what we got. Definitely, I mean, yeah, because, here's the thing, right? So, the start of the fight is actually a little challenging. To me, I find that it's a little challenging right around here. Right about this point, the bosses, it's like, because, you want to, like, manage these characters' stacks correctly, right? Because it's, when you're bringing one of these setups right here, this entire team it's all stacking characters. So I'm trying to get, like, a nice balance. I've found that, at least for the strategy I was trying to employ to finish off Vegito, Gogeta, and them at the end, in like the 2.5 million defense range for AGL Gogeta and the Tech Vegetos suffice for me. And then from there, I just worried about their attack. And then made a huge priority to the gods and Super Saiyan 4s because I really felt like I needed their damage for the obnoxious, stupid ass phase that I hate. Goku and Glorio. Hate that shit, man. Damn, that was the brutal one. That was a brutal one. But yeah, I mean, oh yeah, like I was saying. So, it gets a little bit, like, challenging, like, right around there. Like, I remember, like, kind of, like, being, like, oof, like, a little nervous around the 3rd anniversary LRs. Then maybe the stacks continue, your characters start to get really strong. And then once you get to AGL Fusion Zamasu, you get 6 charges, so then you have 2 turns. And then you have 2 turns starting with Fusion Zamasu for quite a while. Once you get to 2 turns, it's really not so bad. And then at that point, the event enters into autopilot mode, right? Like, we're just, okay, I'm just at this point in autopilot mode. Until, once you get to around, in Super Saiyan 4 Goku, this Goku right here, once you get about there, the fight starts to perk up a little bit, and then specifically like Beast and Fat Boo. A lot of people were getting caught by Fat Boo, but at this point, I fully encourage it. I mean, you can scout or fish if you're using a lot of the fusions, which is, you just transform, Scouter shows you where the super is, reset, boom, and then just go about your business, right? I mean, if that's the type of thing. If they really had a problem with it, they would remove it from the game, right? Like Giant, remember when Orange Piccolo was dominate, like, whoa, my God, he's so crazy. So we're talking like January 2023, like when we fully grasped how broken the Giant mode was. I remember there were a bunch of players at the time who were saying, I don't even really consider him that good because it's obviously a bug that they're going to patch. And I mean, it's, that's 2 years ago, right? Like that's intended. If that like scouter fishing, I guess we could call it. I mean, a lot of times when I'm in the middle of recording a video, I'll be like, all right, guys, well, let's cheat. And then I'll do it. Right. But, they would remove it from the game because you used to be able to like, enter into the turn. Right. And then let's say Fat Boo was going to super you in slot 2, you could be going through the turns, and then the second Fat Boo would charge the super, you could reset the app, and it would take you right back to the orb collecting, and the super attack would still be in the same spot, and then you can move things around. That's what people used to do way back in the day. But they removed that, right? Because that was, like, a really OP strategy. And when they removed that, that's when they added the Scouter item into the game as well. All right, Leo, let's just see what people are saying. A 10-hour fight would be a little insane. That would be a little insane. Okay, they're not going to let me hit. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe Amatsu likes some of my glowing praises of him. Did you ever think of that? Maybe I get a little $5 bill and they say, good job, little boy. And I say, thank you, Amatsu-sama. Oh, dude, see? Like, again, I worded it in such a way that people would be mad. So, like, I'm not even impressed. All right, I like D. Simmons. Let's see what he said here. Okay, yeah, I tend to agree. If people are really upset about an event, that typically means it is actually very challenging. Yes, Red Zone. It was the same thing. When Red Zone dropped, people were really pissed. If you guys, I mean, damn, I don't know how I could easily pull it up, but there was a whole thing where people were saying more matters in the game than just Red Zone, right? Now, this event is a little specific. Do I think that, I mean, it's like, okay, like we got to have characters that are starting to be on this level, like where they're specifically stacking over these huge long events. No, I'm definitely not really going that far. Because the thing with Red Zone is very obvious, like, okay, like this is the new standard, right? And then like Extreme Super Battle Road stages, for the most part, were coming around, like they were like a joke to the Red Zone characters for the Red Zone stages, like the meta, were destroying like those stages and shit like that. Like it was crazy. Okay, yeah, let's look at some more, like, again, that doesn't have like my fingerprints on it. I love taking a random tweet where they're gonna talk and they think I'm not sitting here on video reading it. Yeah, yes. Limits is the most annoying. If they gave 100... Dude, if they gave 100 stones and said I would have been more happy. No shit, man. No offense. But yeah, duh. If they gave 100 extra stones, we'd be more happy, man. Yeah. Okay, now, here's the thing. This is where I do got to push back a little bit. I think people, like, not liking the event here, I think is pretty valid. Because, again, it's a lot of people, students, people who work and shit like that, are not going to have time to do this long-ass fight, and then just die at the end, and, like, what are you going to want to hop back in? Not really. But here's the thing. The real rewards, the stones, is only up to phase 25, which is whom? PyCon? You beat AGL PyCon? So basically up to the 2020 characters? Yeah, that's why it's sectioned off right there. Yeah, nice. Because these are the rewards that people really care about. And how many times have I gotten comments on videos? I've done like these videos talking about stuff, and in my comments, you guys are like, if the mission ain't stones, I don't care. I'm not doing it, right? So now people do care about doing it because the finishing this off, it's just like it's a matter of pride or whatever, right? Like you're up there, with Vegeta and the pride of the Saiyan race, going to clear phase 50, right? Because you get all the important shit just up to phase 25. So it is funny how, like, they kind of did slide that in, where all the good rewards that people mostly care about are more towards the start. And remember, if this is an event that you're struggling on, or you just can't be asked to even put in 3 hours in which you might die, I mean, just wait. The event is around forever. It's never going away. So we're going to get better characters more suited for this event who are going to torch it, right? Eventually, we're going to have characters of Tech Vegito's power level, and we're not going to have them only for 4 turns. They're going to be permanent, eventually. That's going to happen. So, All right. Now I see why they're only, the reason these guys are only 4 turns is specifically because of this fucking event, by the way. This is the reason, because if it was not only 4 turns, it would not be a struggle to get through this gauntlet towards the end. We could really say, I mean, when does it start? I kind of feel like Fat Boo, because Beast is scripted. At the end of his second turn, he supers. And that's it. That's all he does. 6 million super on turn 70 something. When are we fighting Beast in my no item run? Let's see here. At what point are we fighting Beast, Gohan? Yeah, I was doing a little reset and a little fishing. Oh my god, dude. Beast is way back here. Yeah, so we get the Beast on turn 63. Turn 63 is where we reach Beast Gohan. So it's like a 6 million super on turn 63. Not really that challenging, right? Definitely the charges is what leads to more issues here. Yeah, charge limit is tough. I mean, that's what gives it the difficulty. Yeah, people were clowning at the last minute. Even me, again, at the very second, like my first ever run right here, the second I was jumping into the event, I was checking immediately. Like, all right, I don't care. I never do this. You guys know, we do all these runs. All right, the new red zone stages, and it's like, I'm going to not look because you guys love it when I die, right? Like, there's even the new thing. Is it the Pokemon profile pic guy? Where is he? Who is like putting in my deaths, right? I've seen him around. Huh. Maybe let's just go to a different one. Maybe this one. Well, no, this is a winning run. Maybe the stream? Dude, I literally just saw it somewhere. Maybe the stream. Let's see the stream. Well, anyway, like, yeah, people up like, all right, every death. Oh, yeah, but boom. Exactly. Right here. Like, every death in the video, right? Like people love this. People love seeing me lose. And dude, I get it all the time. You get the comments of, you got your full rainbow team and you lose, you suck. Like, bro, like, y'all are having fun, man. I'll give y'all fun. So I like to go into the fights without knowing, to kind of like give, because if I know what the fights are, like, and like I'm like seriously trying to win, it's got to be like really tough for it to not happen, right? And Amatsu and Ken did reach expectations. It's definitely tough. I mean, this guy triple 25 million super in. That shit is toxic, dude. That's tough. I know it was tough. Bro, rent free. Chain battle has been gone for over a year. Just saying. Let's look at some replies to me. Let's see how mad people were. So he's got what, 3, 6. Nah, he's at that point he's pretty much safe. Because well, no, not pretty much. Yeah, at this point, you transform into Gogeta, and Gogeta's not getting hurt, right? Like, he's very powerful. I actually, in this event, I had really bad luck with Gogeta's counters. I was not getting Gogeta's counters the way I wished I would have. Yeah. People were, maybe it was kind of like hidden, but people were really mad when Red Zone came out as well. Sounding like Stockholm. Well, I do enjoy like struggling in the game. I don't know. I don't like lose and go, oh my god, like Amatsu, you deserve to be fired. Like, it's like, bro, like, it's, I don't know. It's a little challenge is good. Balanced around a stupid mechanic being the charge counts, which I agree. Or he could be referring maybe to the fusions only being 4 turns, which is kind of what it is. Lack of rewards for the effort put in. I mean, I don't know. I would actually argue they did, I think, a pretty good job with the rewards. I'm sorry, I do. You know, if you hate the event, you only have to, people can't just tell me nonstop we only give a fuck about stones, and then they do this, and then people are still crying. Like, at a certain point, now, like, we are beginning to cry just to cry. Like, if we're talking about the rewards of the event, did they not do what y'all basically asked? Like, 25 stones from just doing one run in here? I mean, I guess it'd be 26, because you get one from clearing the stage as well. Like, you're just going for, essentially, bragging rights. I mean, you do get the titles as well, But as of right now, titles don't do anything besides just sit there and look pretty. It's not like Legends, where titles can actually increase your character's stats. Or, I always thought that Dokkan could do that, or Dokkan could have titles contribute to your power level. It definitely should, but it doesn't. I don't know why. I mean, maybe if it was like a massive, you get like 2 million buff to your power level from beating this or something like that, maybe I'd understand people being more upset, but I don't know. Like, I get it, but some parts, I definitely don't. Boring, okay. All right, what turn is this? Dude, I hate the global font. I mean, it would be nice to just sit there and, just casually read global, but, bro, I do not envy that small-ass font that they use for y'all. I swear it's bigger on JP. It is. It's gigantic on JP compared to global, man. Look. Yeah, I'm not just making some shit up. No, dude. They got writing for an ant on. Thank God. I can't with my eyesight. I can't do that, dude. I could never play global with how small that font is, dude. I couldn't. No way. No way. No way. All right. Maybe we'll end here. I do like getting a lot of people's thoughts on here. Okay, 2 hours and nothing. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but the whole point is just to get your characters ready for the challenge at the end. But I mean, I get it. I get it. Yeah, Namekoku's pretty good in there. I mean, I would say that he is certainly the first character I would look to replace on my team. But the reason is, I mean, again, the difference with me between a lot of people is, I could take in new information and change my opinion, right? Like, oh my God, what a shock. Oh, no way. You mean there's new information we now know that changes things? Oh, holy shit, dude. That's crazy. Not really switching up. It's called just being a normal fucking person. Oh my God, dude. But here's what I was going to say, about that point, that the big thing I just did, is that I think damage is way more important in this fight, man. It's not, I mean, yeah, you obviously can't, die to a boss super or something like that. But damage is the most important in this fight because of the true enemy you're fighting is the charge count, right? That's what you're really fighting. So he was, I was thinking, okay, who could I replace for him? I was thinking about AGL Vegeta, and I did see some people like Vector were using AGL Vegeta, and he was able to get the job done. I actually do want to do a video. Here, look. I don't know if I'm gonna do this today. Maybe this is probably gonna be a tomorrow video. This will probably be for tomorrow. But I do plan on taking him in. Now, there's not a lot of character showcases we could do in here, by the way. It's because, I mean, I've only seen someone beat it double AGL Gogeta, no items. I did see a Glorio run, but there was items. I mean, it's, again, I'm not going to tell people not to use items, but it just shows the level of difficulty, right? So there's very few characters, I think, who could really do good. I do think also this guy. Maybe 4? No, whoa, way more than that. 7. No, 8. What? Yeah, because they slam so many units in global quickly. This guy might be able to handle some business. I mean, because certainly he can do his active skill and crit and be doing way over 100 million damage with the active, right? So maybe that this guy, he might actually potentially be a showcase I would do. But there's not a ton of characters right now who are doing damage on the sufficient level. I mean, Tech Ultimate Gohan, I don't think really will be enough for the level that these bosses are at. And the fact that damage is the true issue. I mean, we could run him. Tech Ultimate Gohan is also not on either of the Fusions teams, is he? He's not on Earth Protecting Hero, is he? I don't believe he is. Namekoku's not on Earth Protecting Hero. There we go. Tech Ultimate Gohan's not on it, is he? Hold on. Yeah, so Gohan isn't even on either of the Fusions teams. So, we need a couple of more characters. I mean, if one of this guy's teams was able to go in there and it was very powerful, maybe. I suppose Goku and Frieza, but again, I have no interest in really bringing them in because I'm viewing damage to be the most important thing. And that is what not a lot of like older, unknown gem type characters would be able to bring to the table. Like if there's an unknown gem, it would be like AGL Vegeta. A lot of like previous like great stackers and stuff like that, I just don't think will be that good because while they can tank attacks, again, the true villain, the true fight is really against the charge count, which I think would still be quite a challenge. So let me know what you guys think about the very, very, very difficult event here. I actually thought that the event was pretty funny here. Oh, let's see. Oh my God, look at this. Turn 86? I swear that's hard to see. Do I rely on 70% dodge or guard with 80% damage reduction? Let me see. Oh, his Gogeta would live. Yeah, he would. Because 80% damage reduction, so that means he got 4 rainbow orbs, which means he could take that. Because Gogeta could actually take Gogeta Super. Gogeta hits a little bit harder. Gogeta Super for 28 million, whereas Vegeto's only at 500,000, right? So, and my Gogeta, who had, again, right around bound, well, actually, my Gogeta's defense was lower. This is basically 5 million defense. So he's completely safe. I'm curious, he said? Oh, I'm so sorry, Accessory Protection Squad, I'm sorry. If he did Gogeta, he's fine. Gogeta would have eaten that shit. He said 70% dodge, so he was going to go with the LR Gods. I hope he did Gogeta. Because Gogeta's eating that fine, and then he would have won. I'm going to imagine he did Gogeta, though. 5 million defense, guard, and 80% damage reduction is enough to take that. So, all right, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to let me know that I'm a Bandai dick sucker. But I do love my Dokkan battle, man. So, love you guys. I'll catch you guys next time.